So this is the Trusted Referral Network. We are a membership organization around the country of small independent marketing agencies and marketing services providers, consultants, et cetera, get together twice a month. There's Ryan. To online on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month to get to know one another, learn a little bit, and look for ways to build trusted connections that ultimately lead to referrals, collaborations, that sort of thing. Most of us, because we are small marketing organizations, we have a niche, and oftentimes our clients need more than just what we can provide. So there's always opportunities for us to refer or partner with others who can bring that expertise. So today, usually we have a showcase. In fact, I would say much more often than not, we have a showcase. And today we have a guest showcase from Marc and Niki, who are experts in SEO, search engine optimization, and now SAIO. And you can imagine what the AI means. So search artificial intelligence optimization. And Marc has been going deep into that world and will give us about a 15-minute presentation on SAIO and what Digital Brand Expressions is doing in that space. Welcome to our guests. For the few people who just joined, Andrew and Ryan, welcome. Tim, I know you just joined. Drop your contact information into the chat so that at the end, when people save it, they've got a way to reconnect with you, whatever way you want them to, via LinkedIn or email, or some other way. So what I am going to do, the format is we start off with a 15-minute showcase presentation, including Q&A. Then everybody's got about 2 minutes or so to give a brief intro, what they do, and what makes them different, what they can offer, and what they're looking for. And then if we have time, we'll do a quick wrap up. But I'm gonna pass it along to Marc. You should be able to share. If everybody would go on mute. By the way, Marc, do you want folks to, if they've got questions, just chime in or wait or put it in the chat?
They can wait to the end. I'll try to be brief so that people can save it for the end, but I need to get through.
And I'm going to try to put on my timer for some reason. It doesn't seem to be getting up. Okay, I'll put on my my clock timer. Go for it.
Okay, great. Nice seeing you all. Look forward to meeting you more in depth. As Michael said, we've been doing this for a long time. We've been doing SEO from the very beginnings of SEO and have had tremendous success with it. And with the advent of AI, we saw the opportunity to be using it not just to help with SEO, but to actually leverage it to be found when people are searching in the AI chatbots for brands and services. So we want to share with you a quick comparison and contrast with SEO as the foundation, and then how we've taken that and built on it to really dive into and get presence in this new SAIO world. As I said, we've had 22 years of success. We are actively using Bing Copilot. We are approved beta testers for Google's Gemini, which is formerly Bard. They keep changing the names of these AI things because Bing Copilot used to be Bing Chat. SGE has been pretty consistent, Google Search Generative Experience. There are others that we're involved with as well. We'll get into that in a minute. We've been experimenting with them. To the right here is an example of looking for mergers and acquisitions tax US, how Bing Copilot has a result showing where they got the information. So when we're looking for citations in SAIO, we want our clients to show up down here where you see Pro Bloomberg or Marquee Equity or PwC. The reason why this is such an important field to be getting into at this time is already Bing Copilot's live, and it's already generating over 100 million people using it every day. And Copilot has been integrated into a number of Bing's applications, like Edge, like Skype, like other formats. That's partially how it's built its following. There have been a lot of estimates and a lot of work and discussion around Google SGE, which technically currently is still in beta. It's in its Search Labs mode. But they're saying that what we're finding is that when it does launch in its full mode, it could range from attracting organic search visits from 17% on the low end to 76% on the high end. By industry, it will vary. Most are looking at potentially a 30 to 50% decline. And when you think about it, what's happening with SGE is it's filling up the search engine results page, and it's pushing the organic search results below the scroll, what we're now saying. So you're just not seeing those results. You're seeing ads, you're seeing the SGE response, and then you're not seeing those organic search results. That's why the impact is what it is. And the reality is that even though SGE isn't live for real now, Bing Copilot is, ChatGPT, ChatGPT Plus, Perplexity, AI citations are happening every day now in high volume. For framework, SEO, we always approached SEO as an influencing channel. You couldn't buy results, so you had to influence the search engines by helping them recognize your website and your web pages specifically as having the right answer to relevant search queries. Keyword there being relevant. And what we have done over the years is develop this trilogy of best practices in 3 buckets. And this is proven to be the most effective and friendly way to influence the search engine search bots. We have never been penalized in our 20 years by Google for doing anything that is considered black hat. So on the technical side, we're making sure that search engines can crawl the site, making sure that the experience is great. This is the latest evolution of technical SEO as the core Web Vitals component. Content on website that's visible is usually associated with specific keywords and phrases that match the user search intent, right? So they're looking for something and here's the answer, and you're providing the optimization around those keywords to make sure they are aligned and helping the search engines see it as relevant content so they could list it high in their rankings. And that on-site content is further reinforced by links and social signals that foster the experience, expertise, authority, and trust. EAT is the Google moniker for that, which are the quality factors behind the fact that this is relevant and now in Google's terms, helpful content. It's not spam content, it's really designed to help the end user. And now there's SAIO. And we've talked about why we want to use it, but here's how it influences these best practices. On the technical side, what we're seeing is in addition to doing everything we just talked about for SEO, we need to add layers of technical focus, including schema markup or structured data, product listings and feeds, all these things that are helpful to the AI bots to actually see the content and parse that content into categories that it can then associate with people doing their searches on those chatbots. And the content too needs to reinforce that. So the content needs to include now topics, larger, broader topics, but also subtopics, longer tail search terms, if you will, that people are likely to use because a lot of people are using verbal or voice searches when they're talking or chatting with AI. The content needs to be structured in a similar way as what we're talking about on the technical side. So what we're finding are content formats like FAQs, question answer, blog posts, bullet points, white papers. These types of structured content sets allow the search chatbots to parse the information and to be able to pull it together for the citations like you saw before for that mergers and acquisitions. And similarly, links and social signals are important ways to influence the authority and trust factors. And what we're finding is particularly LinkedIn and YouTube are much more influential with the search AI chatbots than Facebook or Twitter are. And we'll get into that more in a second. This is a chatbot matchup, and you see in the middle are what we considered initially when we first started doing this, the SAIO targets, the Bing Copilot element and the Google SGE. And the reason for that is that these were the ones that had access to the internet, had the ability and frequently use citations in their results. Gemini sometimes is doing that formerly barred component. It's getting more so. ChatGPT, the non-internet plus version, would sometimes have it, but now the ChatGPT plus has that much more frequently. So this is evolving. Perplexity has it in spades in terms of if you ever use Perplexity, they have the citations right up front on the top of the page, so it's not even hidden. Thank you for the thumbs up there. So those are the ones that we're looking at. And what we've discovered is that SEO and SAIO actually work together. You don't do a SAIO strategy and not an SEO strategy. And today we're saying you can't really do SEO without thinking about SAIO too. And this is largely based on this whole idea of trust and authority, the AT parts of EEAT. And Moz now has a brand authority metric in terms of your presence online that is helping identifying you as an authority figure and trustworthy. So in this sense, you have brand authority, your online presence, you have the EAT factors that drives better search results, search engine results that do in fact influence the SAIO chatbots because they're looking at those results as signs of authority and trust. And you'll often see ChatGPT plus or others saying, oh, they're pulling in an actual Bing search or a Google search with SGE to influence those citations. So it's a cycle because the more you get, the more you get. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will. And here's a quick look at the social signals that matter for SAIO. And you can see in this chart that we built with the help of Gemini, but as with all things, it's then curated by us based on experience leveraging these tools, because you can't take any of the AI responses 100% at face value. But what we're seeing is LinkedIn is very high from a relevance point of view and very high from a trustworthiness point of view because it is a professional platform with identifiable people. On Facebook, you could be anybody. On Twitter, you can be anybody. On LinkedIn, you are somebody. And that somebody is a professional person in most cases, and you have the ability to demonstrate expertise in the field that you are in. So from that perspective, your ability to leverage posts to reinforce that greatly influence what you see in the chatbot results and those citations. And we're actually finding that many times the chatbots are actually using posts that we've made for our clients and ourselves on LinkedIn as the citation, not our website, but the LinkedIn post. So we're looking at things like showcase pages as a way to influence that. YouTube, in similar ways, where it's educational, it's tutorials, it's expertise. It's not just random YouTube videos. It's very focused around content sets that we discussed before in terms of testimonials, FAQs, etc.
Mark, you have about a little less than 3.5 minutes. Do you want to move to questions or do you want to keep
Nope, I'm going to do the 2 more pages and we'll have the questions. This is a search engine result for a celebrity chef, Paula Deen. What you see on the left-hand side is the Google search result. We've been working with them for years on their optimization. Here they're showing up very highly for Southern fried chicken recipe. On the right-hand side is a Bing Copilot response where you can see Paula Deen is cited as one of the resources for a Southern fried chicken recipe. And then taking it even further, ChatGTP Plus, when we asked it to identify Southern fried chicken recipes, here's a whole description, a lengthy description of the recipe with a link. And this is exactly what we're talking about with respect to SAIO. So now,
Impressive.
how about that for timing?
Very good. Thank you so much. Very informative. Do we have any questions? I'm going to go to the gallery mode, I think. I can't do that. Ryan, you have a question. You want to just unmute yourself and ask? John Parsons also. Ryan, are you want to unmute yourself, Ryan? All right, while he's doing that, John, you have a question? You're on mute too for some reason. You're not on mute, but you're not coming through. Ryan, you're still on mute. It won't let me unmute.
Maybe they can put their questions in the chat.
Put the question in the chat. That's strange. But then you might want to re-sign in. All right. You can go and join again. Yeah, if you're having problems. You should be able to unmute, but no. Ryan just left. So did they put it in the chat?
Am I audible? Just checking.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay.
So did anybody put a question in the chat? Let's see. No, John,
No.
are you putting? Yeah, John's probably out. All right. Anybody else have a question that might be able to be off mute? Yeah, I have a question. I'm not a big user of AI on search. Is it when I use Google, it doesn't automatically come up with the AI results, at least as far as I know. I presume it's a toggle or some sort of configuration.
It's an opt-in. Not everybody has access to it. It's not fully, it maybe is 20% of the users are signed in or have the appropriate ability to do it.
Okay. Interesting. So it's now, of those 20%, how many, do you have any sense for what percentage of the searches are?
Okay, can you hear me
AI?
now, Michael?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, everything's gone cattywampus here. Wow.
Go ahead. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I do, and I can't now. Zoom is not letting me see anyone, so I'll do this blind. Marc, thanks for that. A couple questions. When you talk about your cycle of search and brand authority, what's the, in general? You said Moz has a criteria for brand authority. Can you summarize what that criteria is? And then without, so you have to do it without gaming the system, obviously. But what's the short version of their criteria?
Yeah. So Moz, if you're familiar with Moz in the past, they had domain authority and page authority, where they're basically ranking your ability to gain search engine rankings based on your site. So it's their approximation of what Google search bots are trained to look for. So it's a guide stone. It's not exact, but it's a way particularly to look at competitive metrics. So you can look at your site in Moz, and you can look at a competitive site in Moz and see where you stand. They added last year brand authority, where you could look at the brand authority, which is, again, it's on a scale of 0 to 100 of how much your presence is out there and how much it seems to be respectable. You know, in other words, are you a respected brand online? And it's, again, a guide stone. but it's very good from a competitive metric. So if you're competing with somebody, you can say, hey, they have more brand authority, they have this. And what you're looking to do is obviously increase all of those factors over time through your best practices implementation.
And my other question before Zoom knocks me off again is that you talked about YouTube's media trustworthiness as medium, and I saw your criteria and I agree with it. I'm in the video business, so is it a function of the platform that creates that metric, or can you have something that's platform free, something on Vimeo or some other marketing platform? We need to talk, but I'm curious as to what that trustworthiness factor can be apart from YouTube, which is a nightmare for a lot of marketers because it's so centric on Google's ad strategy.
Yeah. So a couple of quick thoughts in response to that. One is that the search bots don't watch videos. They read the transcripts of the videos.
Yes, right.
Okay, so what you're doing is really optimizing the videos in the transcript, and there are other techniques for optimizing video.
Yeah, that's what
okay. And that's what's important to this component, but it's creating that alignment between topic / keyword and that. And that's why like an FAQ video is very good because it's a topic broad, but within it are a lot of opportunities for subtopics, and it's a structured form of presentation.
Right, and it's also can be more conversational, which lends itself to search engines giving it more. I'm just curious about citations. When you cite a video,
John, we should move on, but I want to give Ryan a chance. Ryan, did you have one question? We'll make it the last question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, thanks. I didn't want to take away. I was enjoying the questions here. I was following along, but just real quick. So what I do with my company is we create private AI. So it's basically a vector database that's an indistinguishable clone of a brand or a person. So my question to you, Marc, and I really would like to speak with you is, have you found a way yet, or do I need to put our vectors on chain to be able to make them searchable? Or can those be searchable from the web? Because that's one thing we've been playing with and haven't had a lot of great success making our actual brains available. We call them membranes, but our membranes available. Am I making sense?
To a degree, I don't think, and I haven't seen yet, but the idea of having your AI applications, membranes, searchable by others, it's kind of a step removed. It's a tier below, right? And I don't know that they'll view your individual or private AI membranes as trustworthy, valid content, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And we're testing and trying different things. I mean, we've got our hands full with what we're doing, but just that ability. And if you'd care to have a chat and I'll let you see under the hood and see if you think there's a way to do that. I just would love to find out. It sounds like you might have your thumb on the pulse a little more than anybody we've spoken to recently. So if you got some insights, I'd love to have that chat.
I'd also like to get a better understanding of how you're programming your AI, because it may also open up my eyes to seeing what these others are doing and how they're doing it. Okay,
I'll put my LinkedIn in there. So thank you guys for the time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Marc and Niki. Let's move on to intros around the table. We'll give it 2 minutes or so. We have a half hour left. We've got exactly 12, 13, 14 people. So let's keep it to 2 minutes. I put in the chat the order in which folks showed up. So we'll start with Rajiv and then Mitesh and then Rochelle. So if everybody would go on mute, I'm going to change it to a speaker mode so that the speaker is full screen. All right, take it away, Rajiv.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Nice to meet everyone. As you can tell from my Zoom background, I'm the friendly neighborhood assassin for hire. I race scandal from Google, social, and the internet. So basically, I erase anything bad. That being said, my announcement this week is about the couple of United Nations conferences that I'm organizing, the most recent being next week on Monday, which is in celebration of Women's History Month. It's a women's empowerment conference on how AI can enhance economic opportunity to offset the possibility of homelessness, starvation, and other adversity. So that's the conference that's next Monday. And the one that follows next month is around youth activism. So if you know anyone that would like to speak at the United Nations, please reach out to me and I'll share the relevant details. Yep.
Right. And there is, I think from what you sent me, there's a range of fees associated with it, anywhere from like $1,000 up to 5,000 or something. And
yeah, so basically the fees range from depending on like what you want. So one is the lowest is being a panelist, where you'll be on a panel with 3 or 4 other people, and you'll be asked previously agreed upon questions and then give a response about 4 to 5 minutes approximately. So it's like a mini speech, and then of course there's the standalone speech which follows the keynote speaker, and that's for approximately 7 to 10 minutes. And what you're really paying for is actually warm introductions to various heads of state in the U.S. government, as well as other governments, to augment what they're looking to do here in the U.S. as well as back in their home country. So that's what's really valuable. And I spoke at the UN myself, and then the country of Malawi asked for my help to solve child homelessness. So it's just, that one little speech blossomed into something amazing. So definitely is the right place to get your message out there.
all right. Thank you so much. Mitesh, are you still with us?
Yeah,
All right, take it away.
thank you, ma'am. So hello everyone, my name is Mitesh. I'm from India and my company's name is Video Animation Services. We help people with branding. So we have team of graphic designers, website developers. Even recently we have started SEO and paid ads. So right now I'm looking for partners all over the world because I want to work B2B. So if you want to add the services to your category, then I'm happy to do that. I can hire more people because I have a lot of talent around me. So for sure, we can be a B2B agency who will be backing you up with everything. We are specialized in Wix, WordPress, Shopify, and Magento. So that are the languages we are working on websites. With SEO, we do from on-page SEO to off-page SEO. And we always support startups. So whatever prices we'll be quoting will be very startup friendly and affordable. For 2D animation, right now we only do After Effects. For 3D animation, for sure, we can hire somebody to do that. So if you have anything regards to that, you can always contact us. We are Wix partners. So with Wix, we can do coding also. So you want a customer website on Wix, we can also do coding for that. So that is what we can do. And I'm open for questions if anybody wants to connect, and love to connect with everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mitesh. Okay, Rochelle Lisner, you're up.
Well, good morning, almost afternoon, everybody. It's Rochelle from Dynamic Business Growth, and by now you always know it's dynamic business growth and not schlep along business growth. And let me tell you, companies really struggle with speaking about their business in a compelling way. Very often they are long-winded, boring, and they speak in the jargon of their industry. And basically, we tune out. So my question is, when you speak about your business, are you storytelling or boring telling? Did you just tell me an amazing story that based on that story, I can get to see your expertise and I can get to see whether or not you are the clear and only choice for me? So developing and creating these dynamic stories is where I do some of my best work. I would like to do my next cohort, and I am looking for 5 attorneys in different areas of practice so that I can work with them and revamp the way they speak about their business. The last one I did, I worked with an immigration attorney, and I revamped the way he speaks about himself so dramatically that he almost had to introduce himself to himself again. He didn't recognize himself. So again, the way we're so concerned about our brand. I'd like you to think about what's your verbal branding. How do you stand out? So that's my issue for today.
Thank you so much. I think I forgot to put on the timer. Natasha, a guest. Welcome, Natasha.
Yeah, hey everybody. It's great to meet you all. This is my first time here, and I am a consultant in the insights and analytics space. So I've worked in consumer insights and analytics for about 25 years now, mostly on the agency side and focusing heavily on innovation and the use of digital data. And I now have my own consultancy that's called Inalog DDW. DDW stands for Digital Data Whisperer. And I am a growth strategist and product accelerator for both startups in the analytics space that are leveraging AI and consumer insights agencies who are really working to modernize their product portfolio with AI. Work with brands as well, but right now my focus has been on agencies and startups across growth strategy and product acceleration, and really ensuring similar to what Rochelle was talking about, that bringing the power of data to life is really about storytelling. It's about narrative. It's about resonating with the people who are going to make decisions. So that's a lot of the strategy that I'm working on right now with clients. It's great to meet you all.
And you're based where?
Oh, yeah. So I'm based in New York. I split my time between Hudson, New York, upstate, where I am right now, and the city.
That's right. I remember we spoke not too long ago.
Yeah.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Natasha. Well, let's move on. Alan Winnikoff.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing today? I'm Alan Winnikoff. I am the owner of Sales and Winnikoff Communications. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but we started out as a traditional PR firm, and we still do traditional PR, but we've evolved our business tremendously over the years. Social media is at least half of our business now. We offer a broad range of marketing services, but those that we don't offer, we're looking for trusted third-party partners. SEO, for example, is something we don't do, but we are always looking for a solid partner to bring in. So part of the reason I'm in this group is to find those partners where we can align and join forces. I always believe that networking is paying it forward. Bring somebody into a project. Don't worry about what's in it for me. Just see how you can make it work for everybody. People ask us also, what kind of clients do you have? And we are generalists in the truest sense. For example, in the last week, we signed 2 clients. One is a personal injury attorney who's representing a guy who was terribly injured in a horrific motorcycle accident. They're suing Harley-Davidson for a lot of money. Then we are also working on a low-budget horror film we were brought into. That's a lot of fun, if you don't mind a little gore. We're doing a screening in Augusta, Georgia next week, where they're based. And we're doing a full-service outreach campaign to get them as many streams as possible in the next month. So we are definitely generalists. We work with corporate clients, we work with startups, we work with entertainment, and we work with nonprofits. We would love to find you guys as partners that we can bring in as trusted third-party partners. Thanks a lot.
So we should talk about that Harley lawsuit. I think I brought somebody in the past who has some technology that can detect how potential jurors respond to different pitches.
That would be very interesting to hear that, Michael. Yes.
Yeah. It's I can't remember. It's a mobile application. They pursue 2 areas, law and marketing. Ryan, do you have a question for Alan? You raised your hand.
No, I was just going to do a quick intro of what we're doing, kind of explain it a little bit if there was time.
Yeah, absolutely. After John, you're next.
Okay.
John Parsons, take it away.
Thanks, Michael. I'm John Parsons. I have 2 full-time jobs, I think, at the last count. I'm a ghostwriter of nonfiction books and sometimes of little-known topics like this. People have been talking about it lately, I guess. So I do nonfiction book ghostwriting, but my family business, but my other full-time job is video. We create video of all different ranges and types. We're generalists also, but mostly our value proposition is that the video we record is done remotely. So when we have conversational videos or FAQs or explainers, we can record remotely. We don't have to travel to or hire somebody on the site. So our cost of producing, our cost per finished minute is lower than most. And I was really interested in Marc's presentation, and his answer to my long question is we offer as a baseline a separate closed caption or transcript file. We can burn the closed captions in, but that eliminates their search value. We generate and curate the trans, and that combined with cost is our basic value. You're on mute, Michael.
You froze for a minute or a second, but we got
Yeah,
most of it.
I'm having all kinds of glitches today. So
All
did
right.
well, ask if you have, I have 30 more
Well,
seconds.
by the way, the video that went out, that's on the Trusted Referral Network YouTube site from last week is with John giving his brief presentation on the remote video capture. Very interesting, and it's in the beginning of the video, so you can just watch the first 15 minutes.
I'll put my contact back in the chat because I think I lost it when I got cut off. So I'll put my stuff in the chat.
All right, wonderful. All right, Ryan, you're up.
Hello, everyone. Excuse me. It's my first time on here as well. So just want to say hello and thank you for letting me talk a little bit. So our company, what we do, you guys, is a private AI solution. We make indistinguishable clones of people, and we give an internal set of tools that are big time savers, big money savers. But so we kind of, automate and do a lot of tasks for people and brands, but we do them as them, meaning the indistinguishable clone, we take your writing style, we basically clone who you are, make you indistinguishable with a membrane. And so we do things for you and as you, and some use case examples. We've done things like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Asa Hutchinson when they were running for president. We cloned them and made them have a nice place where you could email them, or you could just go to their bot or put a widget on their existing homepage. But we've also done some things. Right now, we're working on a major motion picture that's getting released. We're going to bring the characters to life in that manner. And then we're doing things like a lady that, bakes cakes. She does the frosted shows, and she wants to be a trainer of that. So you can have subscription based where people could come in, pay for your content, or you could just be permission based with your internal team. So if anybody's interested in hearing more about that or whatnot, I can put my info in there. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay. Tim Gannon.
I also am having glitches with my Zoom today. It wants to default to my iPhone, the camera, that is. In any event, I'm Tim Gannon from Big Work Digital. We're a marketing and video production company specializing in video, web dev, and design. And we just finished a huge project that we shot at Boston Logan Airport, all around New York, and in a studio. And working remotely as John does is really great, but it's also really cool to go on set and build something that you can't do. I mean, hard to do a dolly shot remotely. So we just wrapped that 13-hour days. I was cutting it. 13-hour day was great. We just started a documentary right now, feature-length documentary on the history of prison reform in America. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. And my client is taking me to Kuala Lumpur to do the first series of interviews. Why does prison reform or lack of prison reform in the United States have anything to do with Kuala Lumpur? I'm going to find out because I don't know. So Tim Gannon, Big Work Digital, and I have 3 words that we like to say: cinematic, engaging, and enduring.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, good luck with the trip to Kuala Lumpur. I hope they don't keep you there.
when would you ever go to Kuala Lumpur, right?
Exactly. And you get to check out the prisons, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't do anything illegal, otherwise you may end up learning more about the prisons than you
Yeah,
ever
I'll
thought.
get caned.
Exactly. All right. Krista, Giannak. Are you with us, Krista?
Who trusts you and why? That's what I like to ask my clients. I'm Krista Giannak, ghostwriter, blogger, and amateur skier who just happens to be blind. I used to hide from my personal journey, my story, especially if I believed that something would be perceived as a weakness. Whereas now I embrace my story and speak about it, thereby empowering my clients to also share their strong stories, to turn perceived vulnerability into the strength that positions them for impact. I'd like to find out from every person I speak to, what is the story behind, and what are the stories behind their knowledge, their expertise, the things that they've learned, the ways that they position themselves. I'm also the president of the World of Difference Virtual Toastmasters Club. I serve speakers and thought leaders, so I thought, hey, why not join Toastmasters, become a better professional speaker myself, as well as meet other speakers and thought leaders. So I'll be posting more about that in the chat. Krista Giannak, Wise Words That Matter.
Thank you so much. And it looks like you're using some sophisticated video tools for the foreground.
For me, no, this
Yeah.
is just Zoom video filters.
Zoom video filters. Wow.
Yeah, go online, sign into zoom.us, go to video filter and select and Canva. This was
Canva.
designed for me in Canva, this filter.
Wow. Okay.
Cool,
That's
huh?
cool. Makes it much easier. I know that John Parsons had described or had given a presentation on another tool that was a little more much more sophisticated, perhaps, but almost difficult to use. All right, Cynthia Fischel, long time no see. Welcome.
Hey there. Good morning. This is Cynthia Fischel from Colorado, and I'm seeking my next digital marketing challenge. I'm in the B2B space and have been. The thrust of my career has been doing campaigns, product launches, and communication initiatives, not only in the greater area. I am from New York, but moved here 10 years ago. And I have extensive global agency experience as well as corporate business experience across many industries, but it always has that technology stance to it. It can't be anything like shampoo, Cheerios, or Mars candy. It has to be something absolutely foundational to everything we do every day. And so those are the types of campaigns I do, is basically introduce innovative product, services, and solutions that make a difference for businesses, customer success, and people's lives. I have a demonstrated track record to plan these different campaigns and measure them. And I'm known for increasing brand awareness, generating leads, supporting sales, nurturing, engaging prospects. And it's all about for growth and improving client satisfaction. I've gone out and basically interviewed 57 people that I've worked with, and my 3 monikers are being collaborative, proactive, and transparent in everything I do on all my projects.
Thank you so much. That's a great way to sort of reconnect with people and ask them to give you some feedback. Collaborative, proactive, and
transparent. You're going to know if something is or is not working. I'm going to be very direct with you and let you know what you need to do instead if it's not working out.
Very cool. Cynthia, you came to the marketing network many years ago, and then I think you went to a BMW account or something with the agency. Is that correct?
I've been at Saatchi, Publicis Group, Ogilvy, but on the other side, I've been at IBM, Hewlett Packard, Samsung, and so forth. And so I'm looking, across industries. I'm more mid-market and enterprise, but I have been interviewing at startups lately.
Oh, very cool. Well, good luck with that. If anybody can perhaps help Cynthia or want to connect with her, you know how to reach out. You left your information in the chat, right? All right, Niki Fielding, since we have some time, even though you guys presented up front, tell us a little bit more about DBE.
I super appreciate that. We're, as Marc mentioned, we've been doing SEO, paid search, paid social, and now SAIO for at least 23 years, very successfully. We tend to work with middle market and larger clients. They're already using these channels, and they come to us because they need to make significant improvements. But I'd also, since I have a few moments, I'd like to tell you about something else I'm doing that's completely different from digital brand expressions. I'm working right now to understand the people in the space that's called compassionate workplace advocacy. And so there are a number of people around the world who are working to help companies bring humanity back into the workplace, help people be kinder to each other, help people remember how to work well together. Kindness, compassion, those are the keywords that people are using around this. And I have a newsletter I put out every week. It's free, and it's called Niki's Notes for Compassionate Workplaces. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link in there. If you take a look at recent issues and it resonates, A, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on our list and be sending these to you each week. And B, if you really like it, tell your friends, because I really want to get the message out. And it's not about me, it's about all the people who are doing work in this space, how cool it is, and how much it's helping companies be more productive and profitable. So there's definitely that plus for business. So I'll put that in the chat, but thanks for the opportunity today, Michael.
Absolutely, and I'll give a plug for Niki's newsletter. It's one of the best ones I read.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. All right, did I miss anybody before I give my own little pitch? All right, let me put the timer on for myself as well. So my name is Michael Bendit. Besides running this networking group, I also, my core business is representing software development teams. So I studied computer science engineering as well as business, so I understand the world of computer science and development, but was always on the business side, marketing, sales, consulting. And that's what I'm doing now in sales, is a continuation of that work. So I match my teams with the right opportunities and vice versa. Nothing is really too small for us, particularly for working with agencies with whom we love to develop relationships. And because I have these dozen or so teams behind me, we can really cover a very broad range of capabilities that agencies don't always have in-house, right? Even if they've got a programmer or two in-house, they may not have the right skill set or the availability or the ability to do it at the right cost basis. So my teams are a mix of domestic teams for those who really want to work with the domestic team, dual shore teams, which is a couple people here and most offshore, and then fully offshore teams. Just as an example, I got a call from David Libby, and recently he's got a friend, and David is a member of the Trusted Referral Network. He lives out in California, has a friend who has an Airbnb or a B&B north of Sacramento. Already has a website, but he doesn't have reservation capability on it. And so he's just looking to do a plugin. It's going to be $500. I'll make a total of $100. That's my standard rate, 20%, but it's all about, doing things to help people out and building those relationships. So always open to any type of introduction, no matter how small. All right, let's go back to gallery mode. We have about 7 minutes left. We could do, if anybody did not get a chance to ask a question of Marc that wanted to in his fascinating talk about SAIO, or open up any other topic that's relevant, or news about what you're doing, announcements, just raise your hand because we've got about 6 or 7 minutes. Don't see too many hands raised. There we go. Tim Gannon raised his hand. Go for it.
I have a question for Ryan.
Okay.
Did Ryan disappear?
He's still there.
Still here.
No, I'm here.
Did you purposely put your picture upside down on LinkedIn?
Absolutely.
I love it, man.
You might be surprised, maybe not so surprised, how many people want to tell me my picture is upside down and I get to engage with them.
Well, I figured it was deliberate, but I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely stands out. It's a differentiator. Mitesh, you had a question. You're on mute.
Yeah, so I just forgot to let people know that I have 10 people in my team. So it's not only me who is working on everything, because a person cannot have so many skills together. And I am planning to get 10 people more in my team by 2025. Because I want to only work with B2B clients, so I'm increasing my team day by day. So just wanted to let that know.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Alan Winnikoff.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you, Mark, that I thought your presentation was really top tier, and I appreciate having the opportunity to hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's one of the first presentation that I've seen on the topic. So really interesting stuff, and obviously it's going to be more relevant. Natasha.
Yeah, Mark, that was an incredible presentation. Thank you so much. Really appreciative. I just had a question. So when you were talking about SAIO best practices and then, specifically the technical aspects and what you need to leverage in terms of like schema markup, product listings, and so forth, like how do you stay on top of that, right? As these AI bots evolve and how these large language models evolve, like how do you stay on top of that technical aspect within SAIO?
Well, part of it is reading and experimenting all the time. Our whole strategies have been developed by testing and retesting. Will it work better if we do this? The Paula Deen example is an example of implementing schema for recipes. And so that was a perfect, say, hey, this worked. Now they may move on, but right now schema, and it's been there in the past. People just didn't see it as an AI value. They saw it as an SEO value, but they never really saw the application for SAIO before. And that's the same with product listings. A lot of e-commerce companies have the feeds already for that, but they haven't optimized their products and their descriptions of those products in order to be found by the AI search bots. That's why you really have to look at it in terms of enhancing what you're doing from an SEO perspective with an eye towards the SAIO world.
All right. Mr. Giannak.
I wanted to add one thing. I think Mark might be aware, but Google has started two things. One is suggestions. So many people will look at it. So if you go through, when you search anything, there would be suggestion box on the left side of Google. And that is new, but it's only, they are just trying it on few of the customers. So everybody will be not lucky to see that. The second is product suggestion, which would be on the top bar. So Google has started these two things and they are working on it.
There's a lot of change going on with the search engine results pages because Google has moved more towards these boxes, whether it's a knowledge box, featured snippets, the product listings, etc. And they keep moving things around. So like in SGE, originally we saw, they added ads at the bottom and then they moved the ads to the top. And now it's in both places. So they're still playing with the presentational elements. But from our perspective, it's only going to make things more cluttered than we're used to in the past. So that's really all the more reason why you need to be visible in these various areas. So whether it's, and that's where SAIO actually helps. If you focus on SAIO, it will help you get shown as a featured snippet. It will help you in the knowledge graph. It will help you in these other areas, in addition to the actual generative AI response.
All right, let's, I want to just remind everybody, here's a good time to download the chat. So if you open up the chat window, the three dots at the bottom, the first option is Save Chat. That'll save to your Zoom folder under Documents, and you'll capture everybody's information. Best thing to do, of course, is follow up with at least one or two people from this meeting, and that's the way you really get to know folks. If Any of our guests are in the marketing world, providing a marketing service. Membership is open to you, which I think is in, almost everybody in most cases. And we have a 3-month trial, after which it's $360 a year, or as some of my friends say, less than $1 a day. And there's more. No, there's no more. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for the presentation, Marc. Krista, thanks for that tip on the Zoom, whatever. I'll look it up. And do connect with one another. Do invite other people, other people in the marketing world. Have got a small services company, a consultancy. The more people we have, the more guests, the more vibrant this is. And of course, we build membership that way as well. So thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone from India. Bye.
Thank you.